One of two spots in the NFC title game awaits the winner here as we're underway in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. Leading him out is their rookie quarterback, young man out of Syracuse.
All in all, he was pretty solid in the victory in the wild card round and threw a couple of touchdowns. And when it comes to quarterback play, you'd always love spectacular. But in the playoffs, you'll take solid. And that's exactly what they're looking for from him again in this contest.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now back to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that will bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 40-yard line.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
But you could almost see his eyes light up defensively. I mean, as a linebacker, that's about as quick as you can get to a quarterback.
So what did your 3rd grade teacher teach you about straight lines, right? As soon as you have those, you take full advantage of them. He found a gap in the offensive line, got to the quarterback, and put him on the deck.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
I haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
Slot man moves right. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. They'll look to throw.
To the sideline and incomplete.
Yeah, it's still early in the game. No sense taking a chance on 3rd down and forcing one into traffic. So I like the wise play he made there. Get it to the sideline out of bounds where no one's going to have a chance at it.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. So here come the Vikings with a long field ahead of them. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
And he more than did his part in the wild card win with 3 touchdown passes. Now, he's going to get a bigger test here in round 2. But his unit is in rhythm, and they're playing as well as they have all year long. I wouldn't be surprised if this defense, though, tried to get after him early with a little extra pressure. If he can handle that, he can have another big game, though.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
2nd and 6.
They'll set up to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Stewart. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And not only will he not get the few inches he needs, he's going to go backwards.
Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play.
The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll set up a throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. Second down now.
Second down and 8.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line.
The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 12-yard line. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Looking to throw. This will be caught at about the 6. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Saints are on the board first here in this division round matchup.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And for them, maybe a little carryover from last week's game. They got the win on the road in the wild card round, on the road here again in the divisional round, but they're hanging tough.
Hey, cue a little music, right? Well, they're on the road again. I mean, this has been kind of the mantra they're under right now, and they can't change it. The season dictated what would happen with them, right? They had to go on the road for the first round for the playoffs. They're on the road again, and sometimes teams get really comfortable with that. Not only the idea of going on the road and shocking the world, but just, hey, it's just us. We don't have to worry about outside distractions. It's just us. Let's go play.
It becomes that us against the world mentality, doesn't it?
And while it may be overplayed, in the media, it's real when it comes time to play ball.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
He's brought down at the 37-yard line.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Back to throw here. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 63 yards. And the Vikings are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control. And how about the end result? A touchdown.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. A quick throw, but incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 52 yards rushing for him now as he has been strong here in the first half of this divisional round matchup. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the strain the next 2 to 3 seconds to continue to move people.
From the 23, here's 2nd down and 2. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. He'll drop to throw. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. The Saints on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
Now throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
And down here, 1st and goal, if it's not there, don't force it. You've got at least 2, if not 3 more shots at it. So that's a wise move to get rid of it.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. A huge win defensively there on the sack, setting him back 12 yards. And now 3rd and goal.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
A big one coming in this divisional round playoff. 3rd and goal.
He'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A big play, but still not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
Nice job understanding the situation. 3rd and long, kept the play in front of them and made the tackle. They gave up a good chunk of yardage, but it does force a 4th down.
And his kick here is good.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
That's complete over the middle to Stewart. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
Now into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And it may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in a zone well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. The improvisation gets him only a couple, but that's all he needed. 1st down. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Got a man here, it's Roberts. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A 5-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to extend their lead. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time he had the speed to win that race.
Extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And now out comes Minnesota. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. He'll look to throw. But they'll say it's incomplete. So after 3 drives and 3 touchdowns combined between these two clubs, finally we get a defensive stop.
Yes, and welcome to the party, defensive players, and glad to have you, because for a while there, it almost felt like it was 11 going downfield on air. Okay, so to be able to have someone come up, make a stop, now we got a football game going.
We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
Down inside the 10.
Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Minnesota's offense takes over possession.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That's taken in by Stewart. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Here's 3rd and 7.
Back to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. They'll look to throw here.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that is incomplete.
We've already seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
And the Vikings going to take over here one more time before the half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That is caught by Stewart. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
That to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Back to throw again. He finds his man, complete. That's Weaver. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. Again, he'll drop to throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC Divisional Round matchup as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, this is the second of 4 games this weekend as we narrow the field down to the 4 teams who will meet in the league championship games next Sunday. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look ahead to tomorrow's other divisional round game in the NFC. And it looks like we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Arizona Cardinals doing battle with the Seattle Seahawks. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Just a gain of a couple there. And it's second down. Now back to throw.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
On third down, he'll drop to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Back to throw now on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down. They'll look to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. He completes it to Stewart. So no gain on the play. And that'll bring up fourth down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And this will pin him nicely inside the 20 as it's out of bounds at about the 14-yard line.
The Saints offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he takes this across the 15 to the 17. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
They'll set up to throw. Roberts has it. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give them 18 there, and the Saints have a first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's second down.
2nd and 6 at the 40-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down at 7. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And that one too wide and incomplete.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Now Cook. Over the middle, complete. It's Scott. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing, Cook. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 15-yard line. They'll look to throw again. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 8-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, 3 more points tacked on, and this margin getting more comfortable by the minute.
And with the lead where it is, you can actually feel good about field goals. We talk all the time about scoring 6s, not 3s. But in this case, they're just looking to chew up some time and come away with points.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
26 big yards on that one. It's another 1st down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Looking to throw. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
They're going to look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a 1st down.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw. And they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. Here's a 2nd and 7. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. It's a big loss of 5 there on 2nd down to bring up 3rd and goal.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this.
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. A great effort there with an amazing diving catch.
And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Point after here coming up. He's got it, and the score's now 27-14. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it's polished off by a Viking score. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here.
And now 1st downs are key. They want to keep that clock moving, up by 2 scores as they try to cement their place in the conference championship round in 1 week's time.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. It's caught by Roberts. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
And even 100 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this divisional round matchup.
And that's a great run, and this is where you've got a running back who feels like he needs to take over this football game. You're in the second half, you've got the lead, you're looking at moving on to the conference championship, and he's got to be saying, just keep giving me the ball, and I'll get us home.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 5.
Back to throw here. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 25-yard line.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Quick hitter here. It's complete. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be second down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. From 4 yards out. And the Saints are moving closer to a date now in the NFC Championship game as they're able to extend this fourth quarter lead. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the fourth quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like fourth quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
It's complete, and this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the fourth. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. And out now come the Vikings. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Will go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up second down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down. He'll look to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up second down. Back to throw again. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. Now back to throw.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Weaver. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got it 3rd and goal now as they try to punch in a late touchdown. Back to throw. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the Vikings are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And the lead will be cut down to 14. That one was an extended drive. 14 plays all told. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Here now, 3rd and a yard.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And they will take a knee here.
Second and 11 at the 41.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut.
And he will have a Saints first down. It has been a struggle, but it's looking like that'll be the one to seal a victory for him.
It's a gain of 14 there, and that should be enough to get him home free. They go down to a knee, and with that, they're off to the NFC title game.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
And they're moving on to the conference championship. How about this?
What a tremendous feeling to get to the game that can get you to the Super Bowl. A fantastic season. Unfortunately, for the other team, a tough, tough way for it to end.
So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Saints are winners here as we say so long from New Orleans.